Hi, let's create a AWS SQS queue using Node.js. So we will create the queue and then list all the SQS queue present in our account in that region and then delete the queue that we have created. So we will use Node.js AWS SDK to perform all these operations. Let's see. So first and foremost, we need to create AWS credentials and generate an access key and secret key. Then in any terminal like command prompt or git bash, we can just use AWS configure and user credentials. Default region is Mumbai. So we are done with the configuration. Next, what we'll do is we need to import npm install AWS SDK. And if you provide --, save, it will update our package.json. And if we go to Node, we can find here AWS SDK is installed when it is completed. Since I have already installed, so it is present in Node modules. Next, we will go and create the queue. So before that, let me verify if any other queue is available. So in Mumbai region, we had microservice queue. So let me create a queue with name SQS queue name. So my queue name is SQS queue name. So by default, the visibility timeout is 30 seconds and the retention period is 4 days. So if you go and check this one, configure queue, by default it is 30 seconds. By default it is 30 seconds and retention period is 4 days. So we will update with our own configuration. So for that we need to do AWS SDK, import it and set the region to AP South 1 and use SQS versions. So all these are default. In params, we had already passed the visibility and message retention period. And then we will call sqs.createQueue and pass the parameters. Let me run the application. Node createQueue.js. So I had printed the queue URL after the creation. So it is SQS queue name. So it's printed here. Let's check. So we can see that the queue got created SQS queue name, and if I click it, we can see the URL which is same as this URL. And if I go to the configuration, we can see that the visibility timeout is 1 minute because we had set to 60 seconds, and the message retention period is 1 day because we had overridden with our own configurations. Now we will list all the queues present in Mumbai region. So in order to list all the queues, similarly we need to use these configurations and we just need to do sqs.queueList, and here we don't need to pass any parameters, so it is like blank. And we will list out all the queue URLs. So we'll just run node list queues. So it has one function list, that's it. So you can see that it returned both the URLs. And in order to delete, we need to use this URL. So I'll just copy it and in delete queue. Similarly, we need to import AWS SDK and update the configurations. So once it is done, we will delete the queue. So I have a function del queue which is being called here, the last line, and here I will pass the parameter, and in parameter I will pass the queue URL, and I will just call sqs.deleteQueue and pass the params. So once it is done, we will just print out the metadata, which is not useful, but for the namesake we will just print it. Node delete queue. So you can see that it is successful. So if we go and verify here, we can see that the queue has been deleted. That's all for this tutorial. If you like the video, then don't forget to hit the like button, and a sub to the channel would be incredible. Thanks. See you again. Have a nice day.